The woman is frantically feeding candy to her paralyzed nephew, while her husband sees but his wife's attentive care. It turns out that just moments ago, the wife turned off the camera and used her phone software to overwrite the current video. This was done to Joe because he wanted to take over the large house left by Joe's father. By the time Jane, the family's caregiver, arrived, Joe was unconscious, and no matter how Jane was shouting, he didn't respond at all. The aunt was very happy to see all this and was filled with a sense of accomplishment. Fortunately, Jane appeared in time and then helped Joe to find a doctor. Under the doctor's treatment, Joe recovered his previous state. This day Jane found the bruises on Joe's arm and sensed that something was not right, so she asked him if someone was bullying him, and Joe tried his best to dodge her in order not to get her into trouble. Seeing how Joe wouldn't tell her what was going on, she had to start with the camera. Jane got to the bottom of it and soon brought Joe downstairs. His aunt saw her nephew come down and her heart did tremble, but she didn't panic at all. Unfortunately, the previous video of the candy feeding was not available, but this video was enough to prove that Joe was being bullied by his aunt.
Vakit bulup kamerayı izlememiş herhalde. Şifresini bilmeseydim, Nedim'e ne olduğunu öğrenemeyecektim. Nedim anlat bize. Dahası da var. Bu görüntülerde olmayan ne varsa.
I thought the righteous uncle would watch the video and seek justice for Joe. Who knows, the uncle shouted and said, "I know what my wife is doing." It turns out that before that, his wife, in order to prevent things from being exposed, has long paved the way in front of her husband, saying that the day the caregiver was not in, she wanted to personally take care of Joe to give him vitamins. Were no Joe emotional, they also a moment of carelessness, cut Joe's arm, in front of her husband. She is showing full of guilt. Seeing that the rich man did not believe, Jane still wanted to continue to explain, and
size sadece tırnak izlerini değil, nasıl titrediğini gösteriyorum.
Ağzından çıkanı kulağın düşsün senin. Kime yalancı diyorsun sen?
Jane said she had not wronged your wife, so she would not apologize.
Çık dışarı terbiyesiz. Defol! Amca! Doğru söylüyor.
At this point Joe looked unusually excited. He had to tell everyone the truth, and his uncle was encouraging him, telling him not to be afraid and to say whatever he had to say.
Yengen yalancı. Şeniz.
When Joe was desperately trying to tell the truth, his aunt came forward again. He took Joe's hand.
Aileyiz. Amcanla ben sadece senin iyiliğin için uğraşıyorum.
Joe immediately became emotional again when he saw this evil face of hers.
Yedim, oğlum. Yedim, yapma evlat.
I could see that this was deliberate on the part of the aunt. She was trying to provoke Joe so that he wouldn't have a chance to say anything further.